Hi, this is Dave Chenault with Skylight Systems, and in this video we're going to take a look at a few of the other modules in the system. We're going to look at products, salespeople, sales goals, and sales stages, and see how they're used in the total solution, including Power BI templates, and within the SideKick 365 CRM add-in as well. So let's take a look first at the home page. Here we are again, and we have, of course, our tasks and opportunities. On the left-hand side, you're going to see an option here for products. So let's take a look at products and see what that's all about. Now you'll see here that you can group them different ways using the built-in SharePoint list views. And here I've grouped them based upon ones that are kept in inventory and ones that are division of labor. Let's go ahead and open one of these up. We'll look at this electronic padlock. There's a lot of interesting things inside this one list item. You've got the name and a code. You've got the type, and let's hit edit so we can see what types we have. And you can set up any kinds of types that you want. I'll show you how in just a minute. In this case, we have inventory and labor. So this is something that is physical. This is a padlock that we have in stock. We have the weight, and this could be whatever unit of measure you want to use, a price, a cost. And then these are interesting. We have an inventory count, we have safety order, stock reorder quantity, and we also have a location. Today, we don't hook up whenever you make a sale to decrease the amount in inventory, but we could. So if this is something that you're looking for, we've built in the basic fields to the solution. But we haven't hooked it up yet because we just haven't had a customer wanting to use SideKick 365 CRM to manage their inventory. But there's no reason we couldn't do that. And if that's something that you're looking for, drop us a line at info@skylightsystems.com and we'll see if we can help you out. The other thing that's interesting is the location. So we support the idea of having items in multiple locations. And I've worked at companies before where we had to fill orders and we would gather product from many locations to fill that order. If that's something you're looking for, again, drop us a line and we can work with you on that. So the capability is there to manage inventory with our solution. But today we just have the basic information not hooked up yet to orders, but it could be, and so let us know. Finally, we have a description of just what this is. So let's go ahead and cancel that. Now let's see how this is used within an opportunity. So I'm going to select the Opportunities module, and I'll pick an opportunity that I put in recently, this 100 padlocks. Now when I come into the opportunity, I'm going to see at the bottom an option there for items. And you'll see it just loading the information. So right here is where we use that product. If I go in here to say a plus, I can come in here and see all the items within my products sheet. And I can also see the code, the quantity, etc. So let's just pick another one, a Master Lock Magnum. And you can see how it picks up the code, and it also picks up the description. And when I put in the quantity, it'll multiply that out for me. Now if I hit save, I could then add that to my amount up here in the opportunity. But I'll go ahead and cancel that. So products are used as items within an opportunity. Okay, and you can have items that are a labor unit or a physical unit. Now they're also used in the projects module. Let's look at that. This is pretty interesting. Now within projects, for example, let's do the Wilson High Locker restoration. What you'll see is that we've got items there as well. And we can use this to do labor if I wanted to, or I could have products that I'm tracking against a project that we're delivering. We can also track time in projects against this amount of labor that we put into the overall cost of this project. So we have the ability in the product today to put in an estimate of how much labor or item inventory we're going to use within a project. And then we can actually track the time against that. And we could run a lot of interesting reports. So products lead to a lot of interesting things within this solution set. The other place they're used is over here in the dashboard. And if you look at the Power BI templates, what you're going to notice is the products are over here. And I could say, for example, where is that master lock, electronic padlock sold? And I can see I have a deal here in Wyoming with that in it. Okay, and I can see actually I think that there's two. It looks like that there's two in that state, 469 and 662, where I can see that the electronic padlock is being used. If I select another one like the master lock with 3-inch key, I can see there's some other ones there as well. It looks like there's a second item in 469 and a new one in this Wilson High Lockers. Okay, so we also use products over in the dashboards within the Power BI template that comes with this solution. So a lot going on there around products. Let's pop back over and look at Salespeople and see what that's all about. So Salespeople are used mainly by the Power BI template. Here we have the Salespeople listed out with an employee ID. And we need to do that because in our Power BI reports and dashboards, we actually have the Salespeople here. And it's reading from that list over in SideKick 365 CRM. So whenever you go ahead and set up SideKick 365 CRM, make sure to put your Salespeople in there so that the Power BI templates can then use them and can zoom in like we're seeing here on what each salesperson is doing in each activity. Looks like Amy's the one doing the sales there. And if I don't select anybody, it'll be all of them. Let's see, Jessica, is she doing anything? Looks like Jessica's not selling either of these. Is Brad? Nope, it's not Brad. Looks like Amy's the active one there. And let's look at Alan. Alan is as well. So you can see how we're using the slicing capability in Power BI with the list of salespeople over here in SideKick to build these reports and do slicing on the fly. Super powerful stuff. So salespeople are really used by Power BI reports. That's the main reason for them to be listed here. And make sure that you fill out your salespeople here if you want to use the Power BI templates. And it'll pick it up for you automatically whenever you're adding them into the various opportunities in SideKick 365 CRM. Now sales goals is another interesting module. Sales goals is used to build the dashboards over in Power BI, and those are used on the dials. So what you're going to see is that I've got a monthly target with a count, a year, a fiscal year, and then the max min of each of the different categories. I've got a low minimum, a low max, performing min, performing max. These are the dollar values and then the counts of the opportunities. And you can see I've got it set up by rep and with a target for each month. Now these are used over here in the sales meter and in the fiscal sales meter in Power BI. And that's how we get these values to fill out here. I select the salesperson. Here's my slicer again. And then I go ahead and pick the month and year, and I can get the opportunities that have been closed in one and the opportunities in the pipeline and match those against the targets that I've set up here in my sales goals. And so the meters here, these dials, use a combination of the opportunities that we're closing and working on by sales rep, and it pulls data out of the salespeople list to do slicing and sales goals to build the dial. Because how do I know, what's sort of red, yellow, green? And it's really interesting to watch this change based on the months I have data of. So if I take out a few months, you'll see how it starts to change the values. Notice it's 15,000, and I'm going to start to build it up. And you'll see that the dial now says 50,000 because it's adding them as it goes. Super powerful stuff. And this is a calendar year, this is a fiscal year. And you can see that I'm using the values here in my targets of the fiscal month, the fiscal quarter, fiscal year is July, where the calendar month, calendar quarter, calendar year is going to be different. So the sales goals are used mainly in these two reports in Power BI to build out the gauges and to give us an ability to find out how our salespeople are doing of actual versus sales goals, and also on a fiscal versus a calendar year. And this is just an example. You could build a lot of different reports in Power BI. We give you the template to get started. Okay, the last thing we want to look at is sales stages in this video. So sales stages are used in the drop-down to help us define the weighted averages. You can see those here. And also we use these in reporting in SideKick 365 CRM. We can filter and sort based on the sales stage, but also here in my reports. So if I was to say in my pipeline report, for example, all of these sales stages here come from the values here in my sales stages. And they can be whatever you want. I would say, and we have a sort order here, a best practice would be to set them up like I have here, where we have 1 dash, 2 dash, and match that sort order so you can kind of see how it's sorting things. And I've set it up so that sort of stage 1 is unqualified up to stage 8 where it's qualified out. But there's no limit on how you want to set up your sales stages, and they're used within the opportunities again. So if I go in and select an opportunity and I do the drop down on the sales stage, let's go ahead and make a new one. You'll see that it's pulling the sales stages from that list. So if I come in here to my sales stage, which is going to be my status, there they are right there. And what I do actually in this is I have this as a pick list, and I match this against that list. And there's more about this on video we have on setting up SideKick 365 CRM the first time. But the idea here is this status and this sales stage are the same, and that they're used in a lot of the dashboard reporting over here in the Power BI templates that come with it. You can also see it here. So if I say, let me see my evaluating, I can get a sense there of evaluating, negotiating, etc. by clicking here and seeing what's happening with all these. And by selecting outside the box, let's see if I can get them to unselect. You can see now they're unselected. Okay, and we also use them, let's see. We also use them over here in the sales status by the opportunity pipeline. And so I could say, for example, let me see my qualified deals, my presentation, and my evaluating. And I can also pick it based on the sales rep. So let's see the ones that Amy has in the pipeline. And you can see here, based on opportunity name, which of these opportunities fit within these different sales stages that we've set up. Very cool too that you can just click on the state and it'll filter based on clicking on the state. Super powerful stuff. And again, these templates come free with SideKick 365 CRM. It's just a Power BI template that you download from AppSource. Okay, so we've covered 4 additional modules, sort of some of the guts of SideKick 365 CRM, and we've seen how they work with the Power BI templates. They're very connected across the board to give you good reporting capabilities, and setting these up properly in SideKick 365 CRM will give you very rich reporting capabilities over here in the Power BI templates, and they're all hooked up together, update daily automatically, and you can do it more frequently if needed by refreshing the data source on a faster time interval as needed. Okay, I hope you liked this video. It showed you a lot more detail behind the scenes of how all this works together. And if you need additional information, you can always reach out to us at skylightsystems.com or info@skylightsystems.com, and that's SKYLITESYSTEMS.com. This is Dave Chenault. Hope you enjoyed this video.